on, family? It's Tasha Marva Prepping. You already know what time it is, baby. Get your drink, pull up. Let's talk about it. So we're going to talk about food distribution, issues and concerns about our food disappearing, things happening to our food. Now this, you guys, topic and this issue with our food and our food supply chain and all the different things that are happening around that has been going on for a while now, right? Seem to have been kicked off by the pandemic. If you really will talk about a timeline of when we really started seeing major issues and things happening right in front of our eyes, that we're like, what is going on? Like, nobody is concerned about, 40 plus distribution plants, having, inconvenient buyers, bird flu, problems with chickens, animals having to be put down. I mean, you name it, there's been tons of stuff, supply chain problems, people not wanting to work, all of this stuff, right? So this has been a concern for a while. It's just another reason why you should be stockpiling food and worrying about yourself and not thinking of that, hey, you have time to just slowly, the days of just, hey, let's get a little bit of groceries to take us a little bit of while in the future, right, is okay. Because we'll always have, a job to get money, to get more food, or the food will always be there, right? So as long as we have the money to get it, the food's always going to be there. Well, that's not the case. And as we move forward, it's going to get worse, right? I had a subscriber hit me up. She hits me up quite a bit. She hit me up the other day with some concerns, right? I get these types of emails all of the time. And she was talking about, I'm just going to give you some examples because this is just her little world. She's just one little example of what's going on. I get these examples daily, right? And she's talking about how she went to Taco Bell, went to get a burrito, a rice and bean burrito. And the Taco Bell was like, no, we don't have rice. Don't know when we're going to get rice. We don't have rice. Anything you want with rice, we don't have it, right? And she kind of was like, no rice, okay. Then the very same day or the next day, she gets a phone call from a family member who's concerned because their elderly family member who is in a nursing home, the nursing home lady that's in charge of ordering food is concerned and was sharing with her how she tried to put an order and she was not able to get big items, not some side stuff like, hey, we just don't have that right now, you're gonna have to get something else. But she couldn't get big items, like she couldn't get beef, she couldn't get chicken, she couldn't get rice, she couldn't get like these big items. Okay, so then she sends me some information about who distributes to them, which is Sysco, if you guys did not know. Now Sysco is arguably the biggest wholesaler distribution, food distribution in the United States. Easily. If it's not the highest one, the number one, it's right there, okay, with number two. Sysco is also a worldwide food distributor. It's not just a United States, North American thing. It's a worldwide. So you have this company who distributes food all over the world, right, to all different types of places. Let me let you know what type of places are their customers. Places like retirement homes, nursing homes, which we just discussed, restaurants, hotels and motels, hospitals, schools, colleges and universities, military, so our government entities, government places, military, and of course, all those other worldwide customers, okay? So this is a huge distributor. And if you go online, you can't really find, surprise, you can't really find a lot, right? It's funny because when you start Googling, all types of questions pop up. So you can tell from internet searches from people that what people are asking for, like that's the stuff that pops up. And I'll ask a question like, hey, is there shortages going on right now with Sysco 2022? And all types of other questions come up. Like, hey, are they running out of food? Do they have issues? Are they having shortages? Are they about to go out of business? All this stuff pops up, but there's not really any concrete evidence. They are still making money. I'll tell you that much. They just paid off a bunch of debt early this spring, okay, that they were supposed to pay off. Like they still had like a couple more years to pay off. They're doing well, okay? The problem is that they're having problems getting food to their companies. Now, in 2021, right? But this is during the pandemic time, really. You can find articles of them discussing that they are saying, yes, we are having issues getting the food out because we are having a shortage in laborers. If you keep digging more, the answers you get is overall consensus of it's a shortage in laborers, it's truck driver shortages, it's holdups at the port still, it's supplies at the port, not having stuff come in at the port. It's let me see, I wrote down port delays, consumer demands. So they're blaming it on us that we are ordering more food. We are the ones demanding more than what they can give, right? Or that they can make or distribute. And then and volume of orders, right? So it's us. We're the reason why, it's not all these other things. It's not because, all these things that are going on. Not to mention where food comes from, growing it, the issues with fertilizer, the issues with drought, the issues with all this other stuff. There's just so much in the realm of food and what's happening to our food cycles that it's scary. And here you have a huge distributor of food that distributes to very, very high profile type places within our society, and we're not really being updated with what's going on and how bad it can get. We're seeing small stories like this. We're seeing small examples like stores widening the stores, right? Taking out whole aisles and widening the aisles and so that they can have fuller shelves. My example the other day of what I seen in the bean section in a super Walmart, where it was condensed down to like a 2-foot wide space, right? So you have all this stuff happening where they're condensing stuff down so that you can't see, right? They're getting rid of product. Take, I don't know, anything, chips, crackers, take something simple, right? Something that has different flavors, different, types, and you go in there now and you can't get certain things. Soda, right? Taking certain products off the market where you couldn't get a certain flavor of something, right? Expirations, food expiring really fast right now, right? Super, super fast. I was talking to hubby about the bean situation in Walmart, and his thoughts were, hey, these stores, they're panicked. I can't tell you how many people talk to me about, hey, I work in a store, I do the ordering for the store, I've not been able to order certain foods. We just kind of going with the flow here because a lot of stuff doesn't want to come, we can't get it, whatever. And his thoughts on the beans was, stores know that they can't, they're seeing the overhead, what's being bought. And so they're condensing those things down because they can't afford anymore to just put out all the product out on the floor. They are holding it back and putting a little bit out at a time so that they can do their part, with not looking like it's, so they don't cause their own panic and then they get bought out and then they have a problem, right? And they're trying to even it out. It's a problem. Stores look full, but stores are also reporting, companies are reporting that they are making millions, if not billions less now, right? People are not, people cannot afford to buy stuff, and 2, there's not stuff on the shelves to buy. Stuff is being condensed down, right? And nobody is talking about this. We talk about inflation, we talk about we're in recession, we talk about all these things, but we don't really talk about it. And people will still say, you guys are crazy, but this is we are on the edge of the cliff, and people are behind us pushing, and we're right there. And you still have people like, there's no problem at all. But you have people that are already on the edge of the cliff, people that cannot afford stuff, that are living out of their cars, it's just, and then you think about these places, how do you prepare for information like this? How is it beneficial to you? Well, let me tell you how. If I had a parent that either was already in a retirement home or a nursing home, or I was thinking about doing that, I would rethink that. That's just real talk. I would rethink. I mean, depending on what your care level is for your parents. I understand some people work and they physically are not able to take care of their parents. And so, hey, you have to do what you have to do. But if the option is there, if at all the option is there for you to keep your parents home and find who is going to step up in your family to take care of them, that needs to happen. I am not trusting nobody with the health of my loved ones, of my parents. Okay, it's our job to take care of them. Okay, and these nursing homes, you should already be nervous and concerned when pandemics happen. People were dying left and right in nursing home. People are like, oh, well, they're old and they're susceptible and they just were catching stuff and dying. No, I would venture that, yes, it was a little bit of that, but it's also a lot of nobody cares, right? You don't have the staff. You don't have the specialty stuff to take care of when stuff like that happens. They're like at the bottom of the barrel, you guys. It's not nice. Yes, I understand there's like these really bougie, expensive ones, but I would venture that even those places are possibly having issues with ordering food and taking stuff off the menu because they have to change it up, right? Ask your family members what's going on. Do they have the same food? I'd be curious. Are they serving the same food? Especially if they live in one of these bougie ones that's really expensive and they have, their own rooms and they're fancy and they have, really good food and really good menu and all this, right? Ask your family members what's going on. Are the same things on the menus? Have the menus been changing? Has the food been getting smaller portions? Is the food getting less quality, right? Less quality food being, let them tell you what's going on, okay? Second thing I would be concerned about is your children. If you have children in any kind of school, yes, you may be homeschooling. I homeschool, so I'm not really concerned about schools anymore. But colleges, Sysco delivers to colleges and universities. So I don't know if you guys, I don't have, so college children, right? You go to colleges, there's a huge budget that's just to pay for their food, right? And a lot of times that's paid up front. Can you imagine paying up front thousands and thousands of dollars to make sure your child is fed while they get their education, and then to come to find out they're either not getting it or it's crappy food, it's less quality, they can't get it, whatever the case may be. This is going to continue to get worse. And so we've got to stay ahead of it, right? Pay attention, continue to communicate with each other when we hear things like this. Hopefully you guys in the comments are sharing your stories. I'm asking you right now in the comments to share your stories. Share where you're at. You don't have to share what city, but share the state and just share the story. Whether it's you going to a restaurant. Another one I heard was somebody went to a pizza place and they were talking about they were out of pizza sauce. Like, How can you run a business if there's major staples that you cannot get, or those major staples are late, right? How you go to a chicken place and they ain't got chicken, right? Last year, Wingstop was having a problem, right? And that joint became a thigh stop, right? So it's going to get worse. We joke about these restaurants that are, have a specialty and can't get that specialty. But if you think about these places that get delivered to, and I'm just going to keep it real, you guys, because I'm just, me, I'm going to keep it real. There's a, customer on here that I would venture is a priority. Do you understand what I'm saying? I just listed all the places that Sysco delivers to that are their customers. And I would venture that there is a priority customer on here that I mentioned that is going to come first, before your mom who you have in a nursing home, before your child, your son that's going to a college that you just paid $5,000 for the year to feed and don't even know if they're going to get fed for the year, right? This is a problem. And the problem too is that where you can't find information on it, but it's happening. We know it's happening. So share what you know in your little bit of the world, what's happening with you in your area, things you're seeing, whether that's food shortage, whether that's some other kind of shortage. whether that's something that you're seeing in the restaurants, in one of these other fields. If you have parents or family members in nursing homes, talk to them. Find out the real, okay? Talk to your kids too. You know, they go to school. Hey, how's the school lunches now, right? I don't have a kid to ask that anymore, but ask, you know, how's the school lunches? Is it less? Is it more? Whatever, okay? What's wild is I heard a story, report a while ago about some school saying you couldn't have, you couldn't send food with your kid, right, to school anymore. And I'm like, so how is this gonna work if we come to a point like that? Like, hey, you have to eat the school food, but what happens when the school's not getting the food? Like this, it's just ridiculous. Okay, the food is disappearing, the food is being attacked, and it's scary because they really want you to just stay with blinders on and be like, it will be okay, it will be okay, we got food, we'll be fine. It's not going to be fine, okay? It's going to continue to decline, and it's your job as the mama bear, as the papa bear, to pay attention and to get ahead of the things that you hear. So I hope you guys stay blessed. I hope you have a great day doing the things, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the premiere video. I'll see you later. Bye.